So I wanted to share with you 5 Geospatial 2.0 stats which shocked even me. Let me start at the beginning. Geospatial 2.0 is about the evolving world of geospatial, the new world. Much of it's been a technology conversation. Much of it's been focused on how we can now, using data and technology, do things differently, step forward, become less of a niche world, which is where geospatial has always sat, and more in the broader core part of the technology world. But there's another part to this which is really important. Yes, that word new is critical, but it's not just a technology data conversation. It's also a business conversation. And what I'm going to show you today is business related. And just a side note, some people ask me, they know I do these sort of talks, and if you look at my LinkedIn profile, I talk about being the Geospatial 2.0 community builder. But I'm also a geospatial guy that works very much on the growth side of things. So I'm very focused on growth. So my overall world is about business. Go to market is an important part of that growth world. And I'm actually going to talk a little bit about that today and how we need to change the way that we approach our thinking when it comes to the business world as well. So let me shrink myself down into the corner and let's walk through 5 charts which I wanted to share with you. So just for context, I work with Geospatial 2.0 companies that are pushing the envelope, and I help them with growth. And go-to-market is an important part of that, as I've just said. How one approaches telling one's story using particularly social media is what I'm going to talk about here, because a lot of people are using it in a 1.0 way and not in a 2.0 way. Again, new thinking. So let me talk about this chart that's right below me here. We track everything we do with clients, and I'm going to show you 5 charts from different client engagements that we've had, which I think are astounding. This one is actually impressions. So we actually track on LinkedIn all the impressions from the posts that we push out. And again, if you're not pushing out daily posts and you're not thinking about the algorithm that's the LinkedIn algorithm, you're getting it wrong. This post actually shows a dramatic growth in impressions for one particular client we've worked with. So if you look at the left side of the chart, and this is over, I think, a 9-week period, we've moved from a few thousand impressions to nearly 100,000 impressions in 9 weeks. That's because we've been looking and understanding the algorithm and thinking about the content that we're posting, the type of content and the topics that we're talking about. So to me, that is, in such a short period of time, a very dramatic increase in the number of impressions off of posts. And again, these are weekly impressions. Let's look at the second chart. So the second chart is LinkedIn weekly followers growth. So this is how one builds up one's community within LinkedIn. And this is a personal brand thing. So in this case, again, posting the right type of content and encouraging folks to follow you in this individual's case by liking other people's what other people have posted, commenting on what other people have posted, and obviously posting your own content. In 6 weeks, in this case, we've reached a high of about 160 or so followers per week, so additional followers per week. I think this started at about 9 followers a week, and now we're consistently, with this particular client, getting 100 followers following this organization, this individual actually, who's talking really about their community within their world and what they're offering. So again, quite dramatic numbers there, just taking a different approach to business and how you tell your Geospatial 2.0 story. Let's look at the next one. The most dramatic one, I'll tell you, is at the end. So stick around. This one's actually less dramatic, but it's an important chart. Again, from LinkedIn, it's profile viewers. So this is from September to December, and you can see the trend here is a number of people who are looking at this individual. And again, this is all somebody posting in LinkedIn and trying to gain traction in terms of people who are showing interest. Now, why is this important? People who are looking at you are interested in you, and looking at who's looking at you, who's following you, and who's actually viewing your profile is a really important sign of if you're being successful in publishing the content that you want and getting a following, but also Who are those people? Are they people you should be reaching back to and building your network against? More often than not, you need to look at those people viewing you and go, this person is worth me adding to my LinkedIn network. So there's 3 LinkedIn charts. Now, a lot of people make a mistake when they're actually working in LinkedIn in not including any call to actions. If you're only looking to build followers, that's okay. You can put dramatic videos, you can put all sorts of stuff out there. But if you really want to engage with customers, potential customers, and not have to leverage the LinkedIn channel, again, they own this. You don't own this. You need to pull people off of LinkedIn and have them in your own, build your own community. This chart here shows basically some opt-in work that we did with one of our clients. And what it's actually showing is when we implemented the campaign to actually have call to actions within our LinkedIn posts, we start on the left-hand side at 0, and that's in June, on June the 1st. We've now got up to about 455 opt-ins from pushing people or encouraging people to opt in to start signing up for something. Actually, in this case, it's either an ebook or a newsletter. I forget what it is, but you can think of that chart as being your leads. And the average number of leads per week is about 30 or so that these guys are now generating. And again, this is all off of LinkedIn content to drive people to engage, to become part of your community. So this is a really, again, pretty dramatic chart, which I think a lot of people in the geospatial world would envy. So one more. This is the dramatic one. This is YouTube. In this client's case, and you'll see where this graph suddenly takes off, around about the end of November of this year, these guys had about 800 folks subscribed to their channel. So a healthy number. But that number had stayed pretty much the same for an extended period of time. We came in and implemented some Geospatial 2.0 thinking. And again, that's new thinking into what they're doing in YouTube. And you can see those numbers. They're now at way over 4,000 in 4 weeks. And look at the top there, 2.1 million views. One of the posts that was out there that we put out there for these guys has now hit 1.3 million. So let me close out by saying, it's not Geospatial 2.0 is not just about a technology data conversation. It's about thinking how you're doing business differently, how you're doing your marketing, how you're telling your story. It's an all-encompassing world, Geospatial 2.0. So don't do the same thing. Don't think you can enter the Geospatial 2.0 world and use the same methodologies used in the past. We're talking about totally changing everything. New technology, new approaches to go to market, new approaches to looking for opportunities, and new ways to leverage these channels, particularly social media channels that are changing really quickly. YouTube and LinkedIn in particular are changing dramatically in a minute. So massive opportunity for you. As ever, if you disagree, if you've got comments, if you've got thoughts, please share them with me. If you like this content, please check the like button. And if you're really interested in the world of Geospatial 2.0, I've got a newsletter which sits above or below this video. Please join the community. I send out a newsletter to help folks stay in touch with everything that's new in the world of geospatial. Thanks for watching this. I'll do another one very soon.